Hello and welcome to Steve's Vintage Model Builds. Hope everyone's well tonight, and welcome to everyone, my subscribers, returning viewers, and new viewers. Hope you'll have a bit of fun, and we'll give a little bit of information and maybe learn some stuff, and like I said, have some fun. Excuse me. Alright, so today we've got another AMT by Round 2 kit. This was originally an Ertl kit when Ertl owned AMT, and Round 2 has, they own the rights now to AMT. Ertl's gone. AMT, Lindbergh, MPC, and I think a company called Racing Champions. Anyways, they've revived a lot of these kits, and they're doing a great job. This kit, this is the 1968 Chevy El Camino SS, and it includes the soapbox car and also a kind of a stand backdrop thing, which we'll get into once we open the package. Yeah, so you can kind of see it here, but anyways, we'll see it as we come along. And before we get right into it, I don't know if it was Amazon or the vendor that did this, but I just, I've talked so much about Amazon, and I've even called them a couple of times, and at least this arrived in good shape. It wasn't squished or bashed or whatever. Not like things that tend to come in their gray envelopes. But this just came as is, with this big honkin' sticker on it and the other amber sticker. I managed to peel that off. Now for me, I'm going to open this up and review it, and at some point build it, so it doesn't matter to me. But I know for a lot of people, it's important to to have the box, everything in pristine condition. So, if that's important to you, then I guess don't order stuff from Amazon. Yeah, either that or pay extra to have box shipping. Sometimes they offer that. And sometimes it's not extra, so check on that. Okay, and so we've got the 68 Chevy El Camino, which was the 68 SS was kind of a one-shot deal. It had the 396 V8 engine, Chevrolet V8 engine, called the Turbojet, I think. But anyways, before we get into that, the kit cost about $55, and I expect it'll be just about worth that. This particular kit was tooled in 1998, as far as this goes. The little soapbox guy, he was, as we find with some of these things, he just kind of appeared. In any case, so and then in 2022, this got all new decals. So it's pretty almost brand new kit. And with the way Round 2's been doing things with AMT, I expect it's going to be really nice. So let's take a look here. It's got a good weight to it, and so just a little bit about the Chevrolet El Camino. It, along with the Ford Ranchero, they were both kind of symbols of coolness, as it were, in the 1960s and into the 70s and even into the 80s. The brand lasted till 1987, um, and I don't know why. I don't know why they didn't last longer. I don't know why they ended it, but it actually, there were two runs. The first run was just 2 years, 1959, 1960 model years, and they were put into production by Chevrolet to compete with the Ford Ranchero. But after the 1960 model year, they decided to set it aside. But it was reintroduced in 1964 and ran through steady until 1987. So, and remained a symbol of cool. I think a little later on they were underpowered and had some other issues and stuff, as usually happened. You know, look what they did to the Thunderbird and the, well, Corvette wasn't too bad, but yeah. So, anyways, and it, you know, it was actually classified as a pickup truck, and had a front engine, rear wheel drive. The automakers called it coupe utility or coupe utility, and you know, you can, you know, with that big 396 V8, you can certainly put that into the muscle car class. So. So I hope everybody enjoys this information that I give on a regular basis about the kits and so forth. Especially with the automobiles, I'm learning an awful lot and really enjoying it. So I hope people who watch the channel are too. So anyways, yeah. So we'll talk about the 1968. Which was actually, I think, about the third generation. Yeah, 68, 69. Yeah, and as I said, it was the this particular model was the SS Super Sport, known as the SS 396 after the engine, and it had optional 375 horsepower L78 engine. And an 800 CFM Holley 4-barrel carburetor, I know what that is, on a low-rise aluminum manifold. So that kept her low, I guess. 3-speed manual was standard with all the engines, and 4-speed or automatic was optional. And yeah, in 68, the SS was a separate model, the SS 396. In the past, things like you know, LE and LTD and SS, you know, Super Sport, that was an option package, and so the 1968 was a separate model all to itself. So yeah, and so yeah, cool looking automobile, nice lines, and so we'll take a look and see what we got in here. I'll just pause while I take care of the shrink wrap. Okay, so there's a nice view of pretty much what you get, and we'll get on the side view here, pretty much the same thing on both sides. Here it is in an alternate white paint scheme as opposed to the red, and I think it comes molded in white plastic. And as always on the bottom with AMT kits and MPC, we've got a complete sprue map, including the decals, and all the little warnings and thingy-knees and stuff that nobody pays attention to. And round two, they're doing a great job at marketing AMT as AMT. It's a recognized brand, and they just stick their name down here. And every once in a while, you see AMT by round two. But basically, they market it as AMT, and they were great kits, and still great kits. And so here we've got the detailed Chevy 396 V8 engine. Let me move this back a bit so it's not so. There we go. And you got choice of tires and different decals. Also includes the Coca-Cola display base, which we'll see later, as well as the Soapbox Derby racing car. Hey, remember those? I had a soapbox when we were scouts. Yeah, that was part of our scout thing. And did pretty good. I mean, my dad grew up in in his father's garage. Grandpa owned a Super Test dealership, or a Super Test gas station, and with two pits, and they had the pits. They didn't have hydraulic lifters. Two pits, and also a Hillman dealership. So some of my British friends will certainly know Hillman. Anyways, we get this display case thing, and I will show that a little bit after. Anyway, so one of the few things I ever did build with my dad was a Soapbox Derby car. Yeah. And we had a lot of fun doing it. So there. All right. So, anyways, after that, okay, now here we go. Excuse me. Okay, so one little bit of trivia. Camino, of course, in Spanish, El means the, or a, but in this case, the. And Camino means both road and truck. Any Spanish-speaking country you go through, you'll find an El Camino Real, or Real, El Camino Real, which means the Royal Road. And they were usually roads that were, built by the Spanish-speaking kings, I guess, whatever, or representatives of the kings. So anyways, enough of that. Okay, so nice profile on this, isn't there? I mean, how can you go wrong with that? 1968, very nice, very sleek. A little bit of flash, not where it's really important though. And there's some nice detail. We got these vents at the front, and we've got El Camino here on the sides. That's going to be fun to bring up lighting. And here we are again, just as with the Ford Galaxy and Ford Falcon combo kit. There's some discoloration here. Looks like somebody spilled their coffee when when it was out of the mold or something. I'm working on that kit now, and I soaked the parts anyways, and so I scrubbed it a bit, and there's still a bit of discoloration, but in this particular case, it doesn't matter because the thing's going to go on top of the frame. You're not going to see it at all. In the other thing, it's not going to matter either because it gets primed over. So, but I might put in a comment about that since it's the second kit in a row. Okay, and so so there's that. And yeah, as I suspected, molded in white plastic. My experience with the plastic is a little harder, but yeah, it's not as soft as some other plastics. I know some are too soft, but no, it's good sturdy plastic. Good plastic. So here we go. Now I'm bit of a dog's breakfast in here. Here we are. I don't think I'm going to open this. Now, one thing I did want to know, though, is... I guess I will open it. Okay, so we'll take a look here and see what's in store here. Okay, so we got the wheels and the steering wheel. Not sure whether those are shock absorbers. Yeah, shock absorbers. This looks like it's something to do with the motor. And looks like we've got dual exhausts here. Here's the soapbox racer. Very basic. Just blah blah blah. Yeah. These wheels are not designed to. Well, maybe they are. I don't know. No. I think they're just designed to glue in, so they're not designed to move. And then you get a nice little Chevrolet. You could even put this on the Chevrolet logo there. So that's kind of cool. Something to practice decorating things on. And then we got the floor of the El Camino. And looks like the gas tank, maybe. And this is a dashboard. It has no detail on it whatsoever. We got more exhaust, differential. I learned it. I remembered what it is. Differential. Differential and rear axle. Now I've forgotten what that is. Don't tell me. It'll come to me. So there we go. Drive shaft. That's what it is. Yeah. There we go. And then these look like they're the inserts for the doors. Quite nicely detailed with different handles. rest. Yeah, there you go. Okay, now I could probably find this out from the instructions, but yeah. I wanted to find out about this. Okay, so here's the hood, the bonnet, and I'm hoping that we can build it with the hood up. It would be a shame to build that nice motor and then have it covered up by a hood you can't open. But anyways, yes, see, we've got big engine, big motor, big motor. Da-da-da-da-da. And I might even have some chrome stuff. Might have to cut this up. I don't know, we'll have to see. Walk, crawl, run, Kev. There we go. Okay, and yeah, as I said, the quality of the plastic looks good. Oh, here's the dashboard and console. Yeah, glove compartment. The pedals here. Be careful with those, Kev. There you go. And yeah. So, yeah, it would be a shame to hide that lovely engine. I can figure something out to raise the hood, keep it up. And then here's the truck bed and the sides. And not sure what those are. And again, looks like more shock absorber stuff. This looks like an anti-sway bar. Sway bar. And here we got nice bucket seats. 2-piece. Little discoloration here, but that's not going to matter because that's going to snap in on top anyways. And then looks like the tailgate and ooh, I don't know, something to do with, I have no idea what this thing will be. Maybe we'll find out when we look at the instructions. There we go. Okay, so there's that. This I'm not going to open. We get some red clear parts. Nice windscreen. I don't see any flaws. Then we got headlights and something else here. I'm going to figure that out after. And all just nice and perfect. We get 2 axles. I expect this is for the ooh, you know what? This is actually for the soapbox runner. There you go. So, yeah, they do turn. Okay, and we got really nice chrome parts here. We've got the wheels here. Manifold covers, or whatever you call those things. They go on the top of the motor. Really nice grill. Can you see the detail on that? Beautiful front end there. That's just gorgeous. Lovely detail. Got the Chevrolet logo right on the front. Yeah. Yeah, that's gonna, well, that's gonna turn out real nice. Yeah. Okay, and then we got the 4 tires. These are for the El Camino, and I think they're reversible. They're Goodyear branded. Yeah, so you can choose to have the Goodyear showing or the red stripe showing, whichever you prefer. But it's the Goodyear is nicely painted in white. You get the little flying foot in the middle, and yeah, it's the paint there is just lovely. Beautiful stuff. Good stuff. Okay, now here we go. Da 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 da. You get this thing. Okay, you put the model on there, and there's the backdrop. And here's a support that goes in the back. Okay, I know what you guys are saying. Okay, or some of you guys. You guys. Oh, and it's the day after, but happy Cinco de Mayo to any of my Latino viewers. I know I have a few subscribers, and so I know it's a real big celebration day. So hope everybody had a good time, played safe, and isn't too hungover. Okay, so yeah, next up is decals. And let's take a look here. Nice wax cover sheet, and oh, lovely. There we go. I have lots of Coca-Cola decals because I have a few different Coca-Cola kits, but yeah, these look nice. If you're going to do the white, or if you're going to do the red, I'd be tempted to do the white, except I've had terrible luck with white paint, and red paint's been okay. Yeah. So yeah, so we get decals here for the dashboard, all the climate controls, radio. There's Chevrolet logos here, SS logos. More dashboard stuff and gauges. Oh, you don't have to detail it. They got a decal for that El Camino. So you'll just, if you use some decal fix and decal soft, that'll settle in there real nice. And, if you wanted to put a bit of silver behind it, maybe highlight it up a bit. And of course, you got all your Coca-Cola decals. We got the one license plate. Indiana 1968. As in Indianapolis, Indiana. And yeah, we got a couple numbers here. So yeah, very nice. Not too many decals. You know, it's always good to have extra decals, but they start to pile up after a while, especially the Coca-Cola ones. Okay, now I have to warn viewers of the channel here. Coming up is an extremely complex assembly, and I would advise each and all of you to make sure that you have expert supervision for this. Here we go. How to put together the soapbox thing. Racer, yeah. Okay, so there you go. Get 2 axles. You put them in the grooves. You cement the top to the bottom without cementing the axles. You put the wheels onto the axles, and you put the completed thing on the little stand. So there you go. There's your model minute, folks. Woo! Alright, and here we get into the instructions. Now, these are a little different than other AMT instructions I've seen. Maybe because these were for when they were part of Erdl. So anyways, they're all black and white, but we have nice pictures on the box. It's not a complicated paint design. Yeah, so Coca-Cola. Oh, and I should have said, yeah, this is 125 scale, if I didn't mention it already. And AMT catalog number 1362. And that's the 1968 Chevy Camino SS and Soapbox Racer. Yeah, so there we go. From what I've seen from the kit, you know, the $55 odd I paid is quite acceptable and reasonable. So that's Canadian, which is about $8 US, and what, probably about 22 pounds, something like that. Anyways. Maybe not even 20 pounds. Okay, so yeah, so and even though it's not in color, we've got the darker scheme. Of course, you don't have to use red, but red and white Coca-Cola. You don't even have to use the Coca-Cola stuff. You can use other stuff if you want. But they do have nice detailing here on the Soapbox Racer. And we have read this before you begin. AMT kits are molded from the... I'm just going to read this because normally I don't, and people might be interested as to what they say. Normally we just go through the yada yada yada, but we'll get to the yada yada yada. Yeah. So AMT kits are molded from the finest high impact styrene plastic. Use only paint and cement made for styrene. Trim excess plastic for parts before joining. Use just enough cement to join parts. Be careful not to smear cement on exposed surfaces. Words of wisdom. Look over this instruction sheet carefully. Yada yada yada. Test fit parts. And they also toss in here. Built now. I mean, these kits were marketed mostly to kids. And children cleverly disguised as adults. But in any case, it says, built according to the instructions on this sheet, you should have no trouble assembling your model. Just follow the numbers in all caps. Parts are numbered in the order of assembly. And C indicates chrome parts. They go on to provide building tips for advanced modelers, painting, sandpapering. They toss in there, important to keep your hands clean, wash the parts thoroughly, lines and glue show, sanding, more sanding. And they give you, and this is a good piece of advice, when painting a two-tone body, the lightest color should be painted first. Use frosted or magic tape to mask off the area you don't want painted. So, yeah, so there you go. And then they provide their code, or their legend, or whatever you want to call it. So this big fat number would be the assembly sequence. The small number is the part number. 6 means it's a completed sub-assembly. P means to paint the part. C, clear part. Paint according to the color code. Do both sides. Do the other side. Repeat. Don't cement. Apply decal. Okay, and then we get right into it, as with most model kits with a motor. We start with the motor. Yeah. And so all these pieces go together. They indicate the various different colors. Did they give you the color code? Where's the color code? Oh, yeah. Color code's at the back. They don't recommend any particular color or manufacturer. They do make different notes on exterior versus interior. So that's very helpful. These are great kits if you're new to the hobby, or a young person starting out, whatever the case may be. They teach you all sorts of different things about how to build a model kit. They're not too complicated. They're not too fiddly. It's a good scale, and you learn how the instructions work, how parts go together, and so on and so forth. So, anyways, here you go. And then we got a nice big air filter up there. Then we get on to wheels, and then we move to seats. Oh, this is the center console. I wondered what it was. Okay, I remember those. I had one of those in my '74 Oldsmobile Cutlass Supreme. Okay, and then painting details, putting on the steering wheel, putting the tub together, moving to the back. Yeah, that is the gas tank. And putting the tub onto the frame, and the bed onto the frame, attaching the exhaust. This looks super fiddly. I saw those tiny little springy things. That'll be fun. But actually, it looks like it doesn't look too bad now that I'm looking at it. I'm not sure about these things, but we'll see. Okay, and then this thing, I guess this is the steering. Yeah, don't ask me what kind of steering that is. My guess would be rack and pinion, I think. Okay. Yeah, the one thing my dad helped me build didn't have an engine, okay? It didn't have rack and pinion steering either. It had no steering. You pointed it, and it went. And it went pretty good too. Okay, and yeah, and then here we go. We put on the wheels. Doesn't look like you can do anything adjusting the wheels, whether you can maybe turn them or whatever. Okay, then the drive shaft goes in. We drop the motor in. The looks like front grille. No. Yeah, maybe. No, it's not a chrome part. Whatever that is. The radiator. And then the clear parts. Rear bumper. Decal. Excuse me. All the different battery, hoses. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-da. Ya-da-da-da. What is that? Maybe for power steering? I don't know. Anyways. Now here. No. These are the side mirrors. And looks like we're going to have to figure out a way to show that motor. Yeah. So, because I'm not building that big motor, that big beautiful motor, for it not to be seen. Okay. All right. So here we go. Okay, and so about the cardboard display stand. Well, they put it in there. Okay, and some people might be thinking, that's so cheesy. Blah 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 blah. Okay, yeah, it makes it a bit toyish. So what? You can build it yourself. Give it to your kid. Build it with your kid. Your kid will be thrilled to have it on the shelf. It's we get enough reality. Our hobby's all about representations of reality, and that requires a little bit of imagination, which is a good thing. So, enough of that. How I rate a kit. Here we are at the rating. And of course, this is completely subjective. I tend to err on the side of fairness, and I give benefit of the doubt to manufacturers and shippers and so forth. So I might seem a little easy in some ways, but I think I've developed a system that's fair and logical. But it is subjective, so if anybody has contrarian comments, they're welcome to put them out. I just ask that they make them respectful. And I'm always open to learning new information and being corrected if I make a mistake. Okay, so I use a 12-point system, 10 standard points, 2 points for packaging, up to 2 points for sprues, up to 3 points for parts, up to 3 points for the instructions. Each of those 4 categories can get get a quarter-point bonus for any wow factors, something unexpected, a bonus, whatever the case may be. And lastly, I allow myself to award up to a full point for value. And what I consider to be value is basically how much enjoyment am I going to get out of this? How many hours? of enjoyment am I going to get out of it? Between painting and decaling and this simply assembling the model without too much frustration. Yeah, so that's what I look at, not just the price. So you can say, "Oh, I spent $10,000 on a car," but yeah, the car was worth $20,000. It's great value. Yeah, there you go. So for packaging here, 1.75. I take a quarter point off for what they did with the stickers. Whatever. The box art, everything else was good. It was a good, sturdy package. Survived Amazon shipping, which is always an accomplishment. And there's nothing here. There's no dents. There's no creases. AMT, by round 2, they do a great job with their boxes. So yeah, knock a quarter point off for that. 1.75. Sprues were complete. There was a tiny bit of flash, but nothing really out of the ordinary. I didn't see any molding bubbles, holes, nubs, recesses, ejection pin marks in awkward areas. These guys have been doing this for a long time. They know not to do stuff like that. So a full 2 points on that. As far as the parts go, 3 full points. Quality of plastic's good. Detail was decent. There weren't any warped or broken parts that I could see, and the decals were sufficient. And I give a quarter point bonus for including the soapbox racer. And for the instructions, for the instructions, 2.75 out of 3. The only reason I ding them a quarter is they didn't put any and they never do. Well, actually they do, but they didn't put any information on the subject itself, so that loses them a quarter point. So, all right, and so as far as value goes, then I'm giving it a half a point. You get the cardboard display stand. Yes, it's cardboard. So what? Half the stuff we do in our hobby is cardboard. This is cardboard. And even though I gave them a quarter point bonus in the parts category, I'm giving them credit for putting this in and making it a set. All in all, it's a really nice set. And hey, $55, you could easily spend 8-10 hours on this, one way or another, and you've got a nice little diorama ready to go there. So, okay, so that brings us to 10.25, which is a very respectable score, and so I hope you've enjoyed what you've seen tonight, and the information that I passed along. As I said at the beginning, I'm having fun learning, and I'm having fun passing it along. My mom was a teacher, and my father's mother was a teacher. Excuse me. So I guess you could say it runs in my blood. Not today's kind of teacher, though, if you know what I mean. Anyways, not going to say anything more about that. So, great subject. Nice little bonus stuff. Good kit. You could do a lot worse than $55 Canadian, that's for sure. And the chrome was just beautiful. If I could have given a half a full bonus point on that, I would have. So there it is, 10 and a quarter. All right, so thanks again, and hope everyone has a wonderful day, evening, whatever it is, where you are, and we'll see you again next time. Bye now.